Well, hello. My name is Joyce Michelle Grooms Reed. I'm an academic coach here on campus, and I work with the SWAG program, Students with a Goal. I'm located in the library on the third floor in the Freshman College. Hello.
Hi, and I'm Peggy Spitzen. I am one of the counselors here on campus, and I am located in the counseling center between the museum and the new chapel. My disclaimer here, first off, is this is not a counseling session. This is strictly informational use for you guys. Hopefully it's going to help. Please also, if you do feel like you do need to come in and talk to a counselor, please just make your appointment. You can walk in, you can do it online, you can call. But for today, right now, this is just informational.
Well, let's get started. Time management is something that's really important, and all of us have our definition of time management. But what we want to do is define it for sure. And Webster says this: time management is the ability to use one's time effectively, productively, especially at work or at school. So that's what we want to talk about today. We want to talk about time management. Now, we have uploaded some worksheets and some different things for you. And so what I want to do right now is I want to kind of go over 3 sample schedules from students just like you. Some students work, some students don't work. You still need to manage your time, right? So I've put 3 schedules in there. Now, the first schedule that I'm kind of looking at here is a student that works in the afternoon, right? The student works in the afternoon, but if you look at this, they get up at 8 a.m., even though classes don't start until 11 for this particular student on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They get up at 8 because they've got to study. They have to have some time to study because they go to work in the afternoon. So they get up at 8 a.m., they spend an hour going over anatomy and physiology homework. They spend about 30 minutes doing their homework and history, and then they go to class. So you can look at that schedule and see. And then in the afternoon, from 2 to 6, they go to work. So by the time they get off of work, everything is done. They don't have to stay up late. They can go to a dance maybe, or maybe they're in a sorority. They can go and take care of those things because their work is all done. The second student that we're looking at does have an 8 o'clock class, right? And so they're going to their 8 o'clock class, and then they're taking a break around 9 o'clock. During this break, you can do whatever you want. You know, if you want to do some reading, maybe you want to go get some breakfast, whatever it is, and then they're going to class and they're going to lunch. They have created their schedule. They work 3 days a week, so they have all this on the schedule. So you can look at that. Now, the third student, they don't like to get up early. They're like, I have got to sleep in, right? I am not a morning person, so I'm not getting up till 10 o'clock, right? They get up at 10 o'clock, they go eat breakfast, and their first class is at 11. But they have scheduled some time to study, right? They've studied, they've got time in there that they're going to work on their English, they've got time that they're going to go to psychology, they're going to go to the math lab at 3 o'clock because they're like having a hard time with college algebra, so they've got to schedule some time to go to the math lab. That's what this looks like. Managing your time, creating a plan. That's what this is all about, so that you get everything done. And, you know, maybe you are a night person and you want to stay up late, but you want to finish by 11 o'clock, right? So that you can go to bed and get some good rest. That's what creating a schedule is like.
And I'm gonna just go over just a few of just some time management tips for you. The first one is gonna be just to list your priorities for each day. Priority definitely is something that is the most important thing of your day. This way, if you list your priorities, you won't get sidetracked or distracted in any way. And it's easy to stay on track if you have something scheduled, okay? So make sure that you list your priorities for every day. The second one is to schedule your most important task first. If you do the most important one first, it's going to be easier for you to find time for the less important tasks that you have to do. That way too, if you get sidetracked, the unimportant task, if they're not done till later, that's fine, but you've got the major task done. Remember that you can't do everything and just live with that. Sometimes it's hard. You feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so behind. But if you can't get it done, I mean, in one day, it's almost impossible. Remember that you're just human. Keep track of your time as well. This way you can find out where your time is going, where you are losing time at, maybe where you're getting kind of sidetracked, or maybe you napped a little too long, or maybe you streamed, Netflix maybe an hour too long. But this way you can kind of see where your own time is going. And we have uploaded that worksheet as well, and you'll have access to that. And Mechelle is going to tell you how to work with that.
Right, it's called a fixed commitment calendar because, I hear this all the time. I just don't have time. I don't have time to do everything. It's just so much going on in a day. Well, if you look at this fixed commitment calendar, it starts at 5 a.m. Monday through Sunday, and it ends at 4 a.m. Well, if you kind of keep track of what you're doing, you can kind of see, you know what? I am wasting some time during the day. I could be maybe reading a chapter here at noon while I'm eating lunch. I could probably be reading something here. Maybe I need to read a short story. Maybe I need to do something else. Just kind of tracking your time, just like you do when you're tracking your money. How am I spending my money? Am I spending too much? You can do the same thing with your time. You will be surprised about how much time you're wasting during the day. Even if you're going grocery shopping and you're standing in the line and you've got some flashcards that you can go over while you're standing in line waiting to get check out your groceries, or you're getting a cup of coffee, you can check out some flashcards or some Quizlets while you're doing that. There's all kinds of ways to schedule and find out how you're just wasting some time. But this fixed commitment calendar is another thing that we've uploaded for you. And then even at the bottom, it has hours that you're available to study, hours that you need for study. That is all on there. So remember this, school is your job. If you work a job, that means you've got two jobs. So just like you work anywhere and say you work 20 hours, you make $13 an hour. At the end of the week, you're expecting to get X amount of dollars because that's how many hours you worked. Well, the same thing with school. How much time are you spending outside of class studying or doing homework? That means that the grade you get is your paycheck. So if you only spend an hour the whole week going over college algebra, well, what kind of grade do you think you're going to get? What's your paycheck going to look like? But just think, you have human anatomy, can I say that? Human anatomy and physiology. If you just spend 30 minutes the whole week on that class, when you need to probably spend 2 hours a day on that class, that grade is your paycheck. So think about that.
Absolutely. All right. One other thing that I want to mention is just that it is very important to eat healthy, get some exercise, and get your sleep, because you have to remember that your mind and body work together. The better you treat your body, the better your mind's going to be, so that you be able to hopefully fill out that fixed commitment calendar and get all your studying done. Something that we want to do that way this isn't all just like, oh, ho-hum, right? What we want to do is invite you to all stand up. Do not look at your watch. Do not look at your clock. Don't look at anything. Just have everybody stand up. And what I want you to do is to close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes and just listen to me for just a second. So we all know that a minute is the same as 60 seconds, right? But the passing of time sometimes just feels different to everybody. It's all kind of a perspective thing. To create a greater awareness of your perception of time, this is what we want you to do. So what we're going to do is we're gonna time you for 60 seconds, okay? When you think a minute is done, I want you to sit down. Okay, everybody ready? Not me. Timer. All right, 30 seconds. You can tell that I'm not very,
Yeah,
savvy.
60 seconds?
60 seconds, 1 minute, yeah. 1 minute. Okay, is everybody ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Remember to sit down when you think a minute has passed.
Go.
And we're timing. Okay, that was 1 whole minute, 60 seconds. I don't know about you guys, but that felt like forever to me.
I know. I wish I could see you guys and see how many of you are still standing, how many of you are seated. It's very interesting that 60 seconds is a lot longer than what you really think it is.
And again, it's perspective. You can use that 60 seconds or that 1 minute to your benefit or to your detriment. And like Mechelle said, if you're standing in line at the grocery store, make sure you have your flashcards, because just that 60 seconds, you can cruise through some of those. And that's a really good 1 minute that you've used studying for something. I think what we want to do is just kind of end with a referral. This book is written by Brian Tracy. He's actually the CEO of an international company. And this also applies to even college students. It's called Eat That Frog. It is 21 great ways to stop procrastinating and get more done in less time. And he writes it from kind of a humorous perspective. It's an easy read. It's like 100 pages. You have, a spare minute. You can put that in your fixed schedule to read this, maybe take an hour tops, right? But I think the last thing that I want to say is our great president Theodore Roosevelt said this: do what you can with what you have where you are. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, and we're so happy that you're able to see this and do time management. Now, if you need an academic coach, remember, I'm on the 3rd floor of the library in the Freshman College, and it's called the SWAG program. I even have a SWAG page on angelo.edu. So if you need an academic coach, shoot me an email and we'll arrange some time for you. All right? See you
Awesome.
next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.